Hey, Dr. Isaac Jones here, and today I want to talk to you about the best natural health practice lead generation strategies for 2021. We want to get into what are some of those best thought processes that you need to have for lead generation. And it's important to think the way that I'm going to uncover in this video, because a lot of people are not integrating the things that we were talking about here. In fact, most people don't even have some of the basics set up, but hopefully by the end of the video, you will have simplicity, clarity, and confidence to be able to move forward with a really powerful lead generation strategy that works for you in this day and age. Look, we live in a crazy time, right? Politically, we live in a crazy time. Economically, it's been a little bit crazy. But the reality is, this is a great opportunity to generate leads virtually. It is the best time, the best season in the history of mankind to generate leads virtually and to get people connecting with you. So, there's a lot of people that waste time with lead generation. When I first started, I was out in the community constantly doing events. If I wasn't in the office, I was out doing events in the brick and mortar world, and I was doing screenings, and I was speaking at different lunch and learns, and I was setting up outside talks. I was building inside talks. I was getting inside talks are like talks inside the office. I was getting my patients to refer their friends and family to come to the talk. But it was great. I mean, we had a lot of leads coming in. We had around 350 new patients every single month, or even more some months. And we were cranking. We had a system, and we also did something really brilliant that I think is really important, which is to think 6 months to a year out in respect to your marketing, and even build out your marketing calendar 6 months to a year out. And you're setting up different opportunities for yourself 6 months to a year out. So if you don't have a marketing calendar, if you just take one thing away from this, this video, definitely have a marketing calendar and know what you're doing 6 months to a year out. My marketing calendar is already built out through 2022, and I know what we're doing, and we're optimizing and polishing the systems that we have, and our conversion rates are insane right now. They are insane, and I want that for you. In fact, I have one event coming up in a couple days from now. We've got 5,000 people that are going to attend a live Zoom webinar. Right? So I don't know how many people actually show. It's probably around 3,000 of them will show. But it's going to be epic. And that's because we have a marketing calendar. We've worked the process. It didn't work very well at first, but we've been doing this now for multiple cycles, and it works. Okay. So I want to simplify this for you, because what I was doing before, where I was out in the community, I was running around with my head cut off. Yes, it was working for driving leads, but I don't want you to have to work the 14-hour days I was working to create that. So, you ultimately want to think of the way that we market is attract, nurture, and then convert, right? And we ultimately want to work backwards, in respect to thinking about this. So what are your conversion strategies, right? These are the ways that you close people and commit people into their brighter future to work with you and to create transformations in their life. So, you want to be thinking about, okay, like if I flood the funnel and I drive a ton of people to work with me, then how am I going to convert them? And the most important thing is you need to think about conversion and optimize conversion first when you don't have a whole lot of traffic, when you don't have a whole lot of leads coming in. So you definitely want to work backwards and really optimize when you're at a lower volume. And this is what I teach in my Virtual Practice Accelerator program. This is what I teach to my Freedom Coaching members, my Epic Mastermind members. Like, I teach them to think, around conversion and then reverse engineer. So ultimately what this means is you have to really get clear on your call to action and the way you're going to get people to work with you, and to connect, with you and invest into whatever the next step is. And then all of the like mini conversion solutions before that, right? Like when they actually give you their email or give you their phone number, things of that nature. So is there a really good conversion strategy? Do you have a script for your conversion process? If you don't, what do you normally say and what has worked for optimizing conversions? Before that, so you want to reverse even further out from there, is what are you doing to capture the person's information, right? What are you using to actually capture the information, the email, the phone number, etc. Is your sales process really clearly documented? And so most people, again, they spend all their time driving leads. I have people that come to me and they're like, I built 100,000 person email list, and they can't convert any of them because they didn't think about conversion on the back end. And then they burn the list because by the time they built out their conversion process, the nurture sequencing and the know, like, and trust factors dropped, and there's no ability to nurture that group. So ultimately, you want to figure out your ability to document that process. You want to improve upon what you've documented, because the only way that you can improve a conversion process is to document what you are doing to convert. Okay, so I'll say that again. The best way to improve your conversion process is to document how you are actually converting and then improve upon that, right? So ultimately, the best way to start with that is figure out your closing rate. And test one thing a month in around your conversion to optimize it with the interactions you have to get people into programs, with the interactions that you have on landing pages to get people to give you the emails, the different sales sequence in order in which you want to optimize. So it's important to do that. The number two thing around lead generation is referral process, a referral program. I called this my ambassador program. I had a whole tribe of patients that would go out and literally give cards away for free exams and things of that nature when I was in my brick and mortar. And when I was in my virtual practice, I did the same thing. And what drove revenue the most was referrals. And so the only way that you can do that is if you're mission centered. If people can get behind your mission and if they feel like it's authentic and it's real. And so if you're not mission centered and you're not communicating mission centeredness, I guess you could say purpose-centered language to your patients, then you will not get near as many referrals as you could. Because when people are a part of your community, they aren't just a part of a program that gets them results, or a process that gets them results. They're literally, they feel like they're a part of a movement, right? And so the language I would use, for instance, is, the reality is there are so many people that are dying from X, Y, and Z. And this is because they're not addressing the underlying causes of the challenges that we're facing in the 21st century. The underlying challenges cause inflammation. They cause cellular dysregulation. They cause genetic disease expression. They cause these different pathways in your body to be turned on that create these issues and these symptoms to form and these diseases to pop up. And so my mission is to help people address the underlying causes so we can address these issues once and for all, so that they can live to their God-given potential and be able to flourish, not just now, but for the rest of their lives. And so who else do you know that needs this information? Who else do you know that needs to get this information to help uncover the challenges that are silently developing inside their body? That is, these elements and whatever your proprietary process is or whatever the elements are, you talk to them about that. But when people have that and feel that from your heart, they're like, man, I love this person. I love this girl. I love this guy. And then you're like, look, our mission here is to change and transform people's lives. You're starting to get results already. I just want to ask you, like, is there anyone that that is in your circle that I could, gift a free initial consultation with me that's valued at $597 and give them my time to show them, what we can do to help them transform their health. And remember, like, a lot of this stuff that we're seeing now is silently developing inside the body. So just anyone, even if they're asymptomatic, I would love for us to be able to share our systems and strategies with them so that they can sidestep any future problem in the future. So that's just an example of how to communicate to the people that you want to serve and get them referring. So do you have a referral program in place? So that's like conversion. Those are conversion strategies. We talked about understanding your funnel. We talked about documenting and really the things that you want to improve have to be documented. We talked about a referral program because that's a great conversion strategy and getting more people to get into your system. And then you've got your nurture strategies. So ultimately your nurture strategies are, once a prospect learns about you, they want to learn more and they decide ultimately if they're the right fit to work in your community. So what you need is a lead magnet. It might be a simple PDF. It might be a shopping guide. It might be a cheat sheet. It might be a checklist. It might be, I always recommend keeping it simple, 1 or 2 pages. That's it. And then you give them that in exchange for their email. Okay. So that's essentially what that is. It's how to start is what's the natural next step to, after reading your content or engaging with your content on social media or on your website or whatever, to actually opt in to develop more of a relationship in exchange for another value added piece. So email marketing strategies is another thing, and it gives more context and guides them through knowing you better. So emails position you as the authority. It demonstrates your knowledge. It shows your proprietary process. It showcases your results. It ultimately influences people to take action, right? So the entry point offers are essentially small steps to working with you. Ultimately the way to do that is we teach you and a lot of people in our VPA program and our virtual practice accelerator program, in our freedom coaching and our epic mastermind, that we need to get people into an initial consultation. That's the best way to get them converted to working with you and moving forward. Best way to ultimately bring in new leads. So here are just some different attraction strategies. You ultimately want to fill your top of funnel. You want to get more eyeballs on you. So what are you doing consistently around blog strategies, around social media strategies, and around social media? SEO, search engine optimization. I would not recommend all of them. I would recommend you just do something where you are consistently getting a message out there on a regular basis that will help to start building a following. So what is this? You educate on solutions to their needs. You create authority, positioning you as the expert that is specific to your topic. And the best way to create content is to look at your patient's top frequently asked questions. And if you can't find them, look at Amazon, the top Amazon books sales in your book space on Amazon. And it might be like, say, Hashimoto's or thyroid or something like that. And you look at all the Hashimoto's books and look at the frequently asked questions in the books about the book. Go to sharecare.com and look at frequently asked questions about different challenges that are on sharecare.com. Go into forums inside of Facebook and see what the frequently asked questions are inside of Facebook. So, those are all really important. There's also social media strategies. Again, what are you doing to get in front of your niche market? Are you interacting with them inside of private groups? Are you clear on who your niche is? Where to find them in social media? What social media brands they utilize? Like, older women are on Facebook, younger women and even middle-aged women, they're more on Instagram now. Pinterest is another hot one for women. For men, and professional men, might be LinkedIn. So you want to be thinking about that. And then SEO is ultimately, you want to make sure people are finding you locally. So make sure your Google My Business or GMB profile is updated and optimized. So check out the screenshot in the video or below this video, because I want you to make sure that you are optimizing SEO locally so that you can continue to expand your influence. So hopefully this has added a ton of value to you. These are the best natural practice lead generation strategies for 2021. Again, we talked about conversion strategies, I talked about nurture strategies, and we talked about blog strategies and attraction strategies to fill top of funnel. The key here is consistency, and the key is optimization. Okay, consistency and optimization. Those two words, let them stick in your mind. I'm consistent with creating attraction solutions, and I'm consistent with optimizing my processes. Okay, so those are two words that I want you to take from this video, and I look forward to adding more value to you in the near future. Thanks so much for watching.